again. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is Literature on the Rocks.
Book club. I got so distracted during that intro, I forgot who started it. I was like, who's going to talk? Oh,
Whose turn is it today?
It was my luscious dancing eyebrows.
Yes.
I could not mimic. I was like, oh, man. Well, how's everyone doing?
Fabulosity.
Fantastic.
I want to share what I did.
Okay. Tell us.
We took my sister-in-law for her 30th birthday to go see Les Mis.
Wow, she's so old.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
I know. Do you know what's so funny?
He's aggressive.
I'm kidding.
I told her, the day after you turn 30, you're going to feel it.
Oh,
And she
goes downhill.
And then the day after she turned 30, she called me up. She's like, you jinxed me. I'm having back pains. And I was like, welcome to your 30s.
Your joints aren't the same anymore the second you turn 30.
Medieval you was supposed to be dead 5 years ago.
Yeah, right?
Seriously. You know,
We went to Les Mis, and oh man, it was, first of all, it was wonderful. I love a Broadway show.
it's been a long
Same.
time since I've seen Les Mis.
I've never seen it. That was the first time I've seen it live. But I saw the movie. I did not
we went
like
on
the
a field
movie.
trip when we were in
No, you did not.
Yeah.
Oh, to go see the play, the
Yeah.
musical. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, that movie came out.
To see the movie. I went on a field trip to go see this in theaters when it came out.
In 2012. I was kidding. I think it was like 2013 the movie came out.
Oh.
So it did strike up a heated conversation with me and my husband.
Oh, okay. I love a good heated
Yeah.
conversation.
I think it's because he appreciates acting and
The
movies
actors.
and theatrical movie, whatever stuff, cinematic, blah, blah, blah.
He doesn't like to see the things move. He likes it to just be ready-made in front of him.
His argument was he liked the movie better
Oh, okay.
than the show
play.
we watched, the musical. Yes, the play.
Does he also, would he rather like listening to a CD or like a download of an artist rather than see them play live?
Thank you for. I feel a little validated. Let me continue.
Okay.
I didn't like the movie because I didn't think Hugh Grant or Russell Crowe
Yeah.
could sing. It
Yeah.
was like, this is almost painful to watch because it felt so whatever. I don't know.
Not the depth that they need to be singing at.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
If you're
For
in a musical.
a movie, like a musical of this caliber, like
Yes.
it is, you need to have some chops for
Yes.
this.
I thought
this play.
Anne Hathaway did a good job.
She
Oh
did
my
a great
God,
job.
she's
She
had-
like made it better.
Yeah, she
for
has a
sure.
great
She did
voice.
amazing. And that was basically what I was telling him was because he was like, I said something about the guy who played the same role as Hugh Jackman was a phenomenal singer. He was like, yeah, but his acting sucked. And obviously when you're watching a play, all the movements are so grandeur, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like, I'm punching you from way behind my head and then swinging, right?
you
Instead
have
of
to so that you can
the
be
people in the back can
seen.
see it.
Yes.
Which also, by the way, he was in charge of buying tickets. Never again, because we were definitely further. The lady, when she saw our tickets, she's like, "Do you guys want binoculars?" And I was like, "No."
She did not.
No,
She
bitch.
asked?
I can't even.
She asked.
Yes.
Shut
She's
your
like,
mouth.
She's like, "They're free to rent," and I was like, "We need binoculars. Where the hell did you get us tickets?"
I'm dying.
We were
I
definitely
want to
far.
be orchestra or like front mezzanine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were out the very top level and the elevator was broken. So we were trekking
Oh,
our butts. So we were discussing about what was better. And he was saying that the acting was bad. And he's like, when I'm watching something, I want the acting to be good. And actors.
That's the song.
That was my argument. I was like, listen, if you're going to make a movie where literally 100% of the lines are sung, you should be good at singing.
Yes.
I don't care about all the. I'm not saying that Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe, they're bad actors. They're great, amazing
Russell
actors.
Crowe was great in The Showman.
Oh,
I
Russell
liked his,
Crowe?
Or sorry, not
Hugh-
Russell
Hugh
Crowe.
Jackman.
Hugh
Hugh
Jackman
Jackman.
was great in The
Yeah.
Showman.
His singing still is subpar in that movie.
yes.
But it fit the role better. It's not Les Mis.
Oh, yeah.
Les
I see
Mis
what you're
is
saying.
like-
Yeah.
Almost
Iconic.
opera-ish.
And yes.
Yes, and he was not fit for that role. And he was like, well, how many, you got to fill the seats in the movie theater. And so you can't just find
Exactly,
some-"
which is why the movie is worse.
Yes.
It's being made for different reasons.
Yes, and it shouldn't
point.
be, if you're gonna make a musical into a movie and want it to still have the same impact,
Yeah.
the Les Mis is known for its music.
Yes.
It is a musical.
It's a musical. musical. And you hire people to fit those rules. Look I've done a lot of casting in these last few months. And he was like, name an actor that could also sing. I was like, Anne Hathaway did a great job. Okay, that's one. I was like, look at what happened with Wicked. Wicked is a musical, and it is definitely, there's acting in it. Like, it's not even as much of a musical as Les Mis. And they hired amazing people who could sing and act.
For the movie?
Yeah, for the movie. And it's
in both versions of the
gonna
movie.
be a sequel.
Yeah.
Like, it made so much money that it's gonna be a sequel. And one of the girls, I didn't know who she was before Wicked. The girl who played Elphaba.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember her name.
That's like Idina Menzel.
Oh, uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
From when she did Rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's both a great actress and an amazing singer.
He's like, you're just naming all women. Who would you fill for these men roles?
Women, because amazing. All women. It's an
Shakespearean days.
Except
I was like,
backwards.
Yes.
It's an all women cast because they're the only ones who can fucking do both.
Call them ye old
Right.
sisters.
No. Good callback. But like, what's the guy from Hamilton that plays Hamilton?
Oh,
That's his last name.
Lin-Manuel.
Lin-Manuel, yes.
Amazing singer.
Cynthia
Yes.
Erivo.
Cynthia Erivo from Wicked.
Yes, that's her name.
But Lin-Manuel.
Yep.
Yeah.
An amazing singer and a great actor. He's
Yes.
been in many things.
And he wrote all the songs for Encanto and
yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good songwriter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there are definitely or get someone that we don't know can sing. But
go
show us
to
up, but,
Broadway and find someone.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
There's hundreds of Broadway actors that are great at both.
Yes. Yeah.
And they play to the audience, which I think is
Or what's the guy?
But
And you
sing
know
and
what? The
act.
Greatest Showman was fantastic as well. Like, there's some
but
great
like what's
music.
his name? He was in High School Musical.
Zac Efron.
He sings well.
oh, yeah.
And he acts well.
Well,
So
and then you had Zendaya. Did she sing in that
Oh.
one?
Yes, she does. Zendaya is a national treasure.
And and she can act.
yes.
There are so many people.
many
You just
people.
have to find the right person, right? We do it every other
Kristen
week.
Bell.
And we kill it
I
every
can
week.
Kristen
sing
Bell.
and
Oh,
act.
I love Kristen Bell.
That was when I said Kristen Bell. He's like, "You're just naming women," and I was like, "Okay."
I mean,
I'm sorry, we're better.
Anna Kendrick.
This is off the cuff, all right? I'm just spitting
Anna Kendrick.
some people out who could sing and who can act very
Ludacris.
well.
I will give you Ludacris
Luda.
because I do enjoy him in the Fast and Furious.
Right? He can produce music and act.
Okay, so my theory is my husband was very adamant and he was getting upset with me and he was telling me, like, I'm entitled to my opinion. And I'm like, I'm not saying you're not, but you're reasoning
have
for
your wrong
why-
opinion,
Yeah,
sir.
like, the reasoning for you to say that you like it is wrong. Like, your reasoning behind why you like the movie better is not right. You shouldn't like the movie Les Mis better than the Broadway because the acting is better. It's 100% about the music.
But I also feel like Broadway shows, they do have good acting, but the acting that you expect when you go to a live musical is not the
different.
same
Yeah,
as
I don't
cinematic
think
acting.
you could pick someone up from Broadway and put them in a movie, right? I think that there's a lot that goes into knowing camera angles and understanding
Yes,
like
that part.
all of that. So I get that these are two very different types of entertainment. I think that my thought behind all this is that my husband has never been a music lover, right? He learned to love music maybe in his high school days, but he's not someone, when we talk about music, he's not someone who can talk about the rhythm, right? I'm not to say he doesn't have rhythm, but he also doesn't have rhythm.
You hear
But,
this,
like-
Sonny's husband? You got no rhythm,
Mr. Sonny's
son.
husband.
Oh, Mr. Sonny's husband.
I think that's maybe why he
Yeah.
can't see the beauty in these amazing, because truly the man who was singing, I was blown away. The girl who sang the same parts as Anne Hathaway, she did phenomenal. So anyways, I just think that he doesn't have the background in music. And I feel like the three of us, we have some appreciation for music.
And you've gone to musicals since you were little. So have I. Like, my mom used
Yes.
to take me. I saw Phantom of the Opera when I was like 5, and I
Yeah.
remember the chandelier crashing and me being scared.
Oh, I would love to. I have never seen it. I feel like there's a lot of
neither.
classics of those I haven't seen and I would love to see live.
And I feel like I haven't taken my kids to a lot of those things, so I want to start taking them so they
Yeah.
have. So maybe
Yes.
that is part of it. Like, you didn't. It's like, for us,
Yeah.
we grew into liking it, but it's also a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
He needs a little bit more musical culture in his life.
For sure. It's different. And I was trying after this big, because I mean, at one point I was like, can we just stop talking about this? Because I can't keep having the conversation.
Can we agree to
Please.
disagree?
Yes. And so I'm like looking back, I'm like, okay, I think it's just a different world that he lives in, right?
Yeah.
He's He's not musical. He's not.
Just different preferences.
When he's going to a show, he wants a movie type of show, and Broadway will not be that way.
It will never be that.
It'll never be that. All right, should we get into this book club?
Yeah. Forgot that's what we were here for. I was really into that combo.
Yeah, it was a good one. For those of you who have never listened to one of our book clubs before, first of all, welcome.
The drastic change in voice.
We do 4 questions that are always the same every book club you listen to. And then we do 3 or 4 questions that are specific to the book. And this book we are discussing, None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. So our first question is first impressions. What were your initial thoughts when you started reading None of This Is True? Did the book meet your expectations or surprise you? I wrote, I didn't really know anything about this book, but because of the title, I kept telling myself, don't believe anything. But in true Sunny fashion, though, I believed way too much. But we'll get into that later.
I tried Rox's approach to this book, and I had zero knowledge about the book going in.
And how did it feel?
I think it was a good book. And I think this one, I don't think, even reading the little synopsis, it didn't prepare me for the book. So I think I would have been in the same boat, but it was fine. I think for thrillers, like I knew the genre, but I think I could go in without knowing anything. I think I could try your approach a little bit more.
Ooh.
I liked the lingering questions at the end because none of this is true.
It's really funny because I end my next question in the same fashion.
Oh my God.
I throw that in there a few times, so buckle up.
I was on Reddit forums and a lot of people did not like this book. And they said it was very predictable.
Really?
Especially with the title. And I was like,
It's interesting thought because, so what I said was I was really expecting someone to die because they sort of allude to that in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of where I went. I was completely unsure of who it was going to be. I was guessing the whole time, who's going to die in this book because they're talking about someone dying. I guessed and thought, is it Alix?
Right.
Did she murder the podcast lady?
yeah.
And that's what I
Did
expected.
you always know that Josie was the murderer? I don't think I knew Josie was a murderer.
I figured it was either Alix or Josie.
And then the further the book went on, you're like, something's up with Josie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was hoping that the thriller wouldn't disappoint me because I love a good thriller. And I don't know if there's one that I have rated low yet.
I don't think you have.
There was some other themes in this book that I did not expect and really caught me off guard. But overall, I expected to like it. There was just so much more that came with the book that caught me off guard, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Great. I'm so glad.
Unresolved questions. Were there any plot points or character arcs that you felt were left unresolved or could have been explored further? And I said none. I like that it ended on a note that makes you question the story and who was really lying. I know, you're eyeballing me and I know it because you both hated it.
I said, I think I just really wanted to know more about the daughters. They just touched on it briefly and left a lot unanswered. There's clearly another story there. And based on Josie's track record, I'm sure there's more to explore. So that's my unresolved question. You didn't touch a lot on what was going on, and anything Josie said is unreliable. So I need to know more. What's the truth on her kids?
What's the truth? Unresolved question.
What is the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Tell
me about it.
Yes. What was the actual story? I need the truth. I feel like we are supposed to believe that Josie didn't actually kill her husband. However, she did lock up her daughter. If she was in sound mind and not a killer, why wouldn't she have come back for her daughter? This question has taken me down a rabbit hole in so many ways. But ultimately, my real question is simply, who is Josie? Is she a loving mom who is willing to do anything to protect her daughters? Or is she a mom who only half cares? Will slip her daughter some baby food without ever seeing her and leave her in a closet? Was she a child that was groomed by an older man and taken advantage of? Yes. But also, or the little girl her mother claimed she was, filled with darkness and seemingly unloved. Josie's story flip-flops so much that my biggest question at the end of all of this is, who is she really? And was any of it true?
Yes, the thought of what type of mom is she? I thought about that a lot. Is she really, and I touch on that later, I think, but is she really like a loving mom and she's protecting her kids? Is she narcissistic and just really wants a lot of attention? What?
Well,
why?
I feel
what
like
is
we get
it?
glimpses into her past, and clearly her mom did not like her. She
Sure.
literally says,
She
I didn't
destroyed
want her.
my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so for sure that has affected Josie Her whole life.
Yeah.
The author almost makes you feel like it's her fault that she was groomed by a man and she was asking for it. She was 16 wearing makeup. Ugh. Right?
Yeah.
You're like,
I
"Ugh."
also get into that a little later.
Yeah, like I want to know the truth because I really want to know Josie.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of times, and I think I do get into this later, but there were a lot of times when I felt very compassionate towards, like I felt a lot of compassion towards Josie and her circumstance. And I just was like, I don't know what you've done and what you haven't done because there's so many different flip-flops of the story, but I just want to know who truly you are without all of this
Does she
around
know?
you. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alternate ending. If you could change one thing about the ending of None of This Is True, what would it be and why? I said Alix finds Josie, right? Because Josie kind of just disappears. And then Alix goes on about her life with her podcast. But somehow she finds her. She spends her time investigating her and finds out that this is just Josie's MO. And Josie has found a new family and has started a new lie to work off of. Alix spends her time spying on Josie and subtly telling her story on the podcast without Josie knowing. So now she's like following her and building this podcast story about her. And that would be my ending. Random, but that's what I
Longer,
thought.
just diving into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think mine was kind of similar. I wrote, I don't know that I would actually change a ton of it, but potentially add more for a bit more closure. Maybe we get some insight into Josie on the run. Or instead of a letter, she shows up at Alix's house.
Yeah. Imagine she comes back.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking nutty.
Or
Nutty.
you think that Josie's gone, and then Alix starts to see random things disappear from her house. And she's not gone. Or she's just never seen her, but things are disappearing. So
Yeah. Oh, I would hate that.
Me too.
I went a different route. I said I wanted Alex's husband Nathan to live. I wish they found him on the brink of death and he survived and was so shaken by his experience that he cleaned up his act, changed his ways, healed from his trauma, and gave his wife all of the things that she needed from him.
Preach.
love it.
Okay, so adaptation dreams. If none of this is true, were to be adapted into a movie or TV series, who would you cast in the main roles? I did Josie, Alix, Walter, and Nathan.
Damn, girl!
I just did Josie and Alix.
Same, Z's.
Oh, okay. Well,
so you
good.
got the mins.
My Walter and Nathan are going to make it, and you're going to hate my Walter. I just know it, but I don't care. You're going to suck it up.
All right.
Excellent.
Okay, so for Josie, first I'm going to preface with I could not remember the physical descriptions. I could only remember it was their 45th birthday. Okay, so Josie, I casted Linda Cardellini. She's from Dead to Me.
Okay.
She's
Daphne and
yes,
Scooby-Doo.
I was gonna say she's Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, when she was much younger. Back in her early years.
Back in her
50.
heyday. I did Carrie Russell. I was thinking of her in The Americans, the TV series where she was like a Russian spy. And so she did a lot of the two-faced stuff. So I thought she would play a good Josie. But a very similar look to your actress.
Yes.
Okay. I did Carrie Mulligan.
Oh.
She was in The Great Gatsby. Of the choices, I think I like Linda and mine. Who do you like, Rachel?
Oh, this is a fun one because I don't think any of them are actually bad.
Yeah, I think
No.
they're all pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Linda Cardellini.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So then for Alix, I thought by the time I get here, I'd choose one because I have two people.
Tell us both.
Okay, well, I chose Gwyneth Paltrow or Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
I
all
felt
right.
like both of them could be. Maybe Reese was a little more bubbly than I anticipated.
I think I like Reese more than Gwyneth.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too. I think Gwyneth's too old.
She's not, though.
She's 53.
Gwyneth?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
She
is.
signed up for
she looks
AARP.
beautiful. She looks great for her age.
I think I pictured like a stark difference, right? Like a blonde and a brunette.
Yes.
And then like disheveled and then very put together.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more serious. And then she still has a little bit of like stuff going on.
I felt like she was definitely a professional business
Yes,
woman.
that's what I pictured.
Yes.
So I picked Elle Vertez. All right, who'd you pick?
Leighton Meester.
Okay, so we got Leighton and we got Reese.
Yes.
And you casted mine out. So.
Okay, official casting of you out. Yes.
Yeah. I think I like Reese better than Leighton.
Okay.
Who did you pick for the men's?
Okay, Walter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to first explain why I picked him. It was very much so, at least from Josie's point of view, that her husband, although significantly older, was far more handsome than Alix is, and Alix could do better.
Okay.
Why did she settle? Right?
Yes, she did say that.
Yes.
So I picked Walter as George Clooney.
Oh, you know what? I pictured someone similar. Now, I cannot think of his name right now.
And even Alix made a comment about how handsome he was when he was younger, but he's just old now.
Who's the guy that plays James
think
Bond?
George Clooney is handsome.
Well,
He is
I do
handsome.
think I felt like he was still handsome. He was just letting himself go a little bit, but he was still, you could see the handsomeness under him.
Pierce Brosnan is who I pictured.
I
Yes.
like Pierce Brosnan. And Pierce Brosnan's the right age. He's in his 70s.
Oh, that's who I pictured because I feel like Pierce was very like handsome in his days. But
still
he's
handsome.
kind of like a handsome old man.
He is still
He
handsome.
is.
But as you
Similar
were
to George
talking,
Clooney.
when
He's
you were
a
talking
handsome
about
old
George
man.
Clooney, I was like,
George is in his 60s. But yeah, that's older.
Who?
George.
Clooney.
he's in his 60s?
We're on first name
kinda
basis,
young.
me and George.
Anyway, Sonny picked George Clooney. I
All
just
right, George
threw
Clooney
out
for
Pierce
the win.
Brosnan at the end because it was what came to me.
I know that we're listening.
But
Who
that's
did you
okay.
pick for
So,
Nathan?
Nathan, I picked Paul Bettany.
No.
Yep. Yep.
Wait, let me find a new one.
First of all, he is.
He looks British as fuck, though. I'll give you that.
I feel like he was kind of gingery, nerdy, but he was like a real estate agent, so he was like could clean up, but also he was a drug addict, so he could definitely be disheveled. Very much so. At least Josie was like, he's a disgusting man. Why did she settle with him? And he's not even handsome, and like the only thing he brings to the table maybe is money, but not only. But she can handle herself, and
yeah,
so that's why.
but at what cost? All right, that's Nathan.
Okay.
Ice drop.
Josie is Linda Cardellini, Alix is Reese Witherspoon, Walter's George Clooney, and Nathan is Paul Bettany.
Cracks in the story. Josie's narrative seemed believable at first, but the layers begin to peel back the longer she speaks. At what point did you start doubting her? Was there a single turning moment that made you question everything? And I will say, I was leery of Josie from the very beginning. She was weird in the restaurant, and I was like, and then she followed her to the bathroom, but didn't want her husband to know. Hearing more of her story with Walter, at least the initial story with Walter, made me a little bit more empathetic to Josie, because maybe she was just a young girl trapped in these unfortunate circumstances. But when she started walking to Alix's house almost daily, and then when she dug into her recycling bin and took out the magazine, I was like, this bitch cray.
Yeah.
Some shit's happening. I don't trust her from that point forward. And I wasn't sure where the cracks in her story were going to be at that point, but I knew something was off, and this bitch was not to be trusted.
I can't remember exactly the moment that I thought, wait, is she lying? I'm sure there was a moment, but in general, maybe because I'm slow to collect facts and piece things together, shout out Hooked, it was probably... It was probably around the time that she took stuff from Alix's house. That klepto behavior really had me questioning her intentions. And so I said, that made me think, this isn't the behavior of someone that wants to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that was where it started, was, okay,
When she started stealing things.
yes,
Yeah.
klepto.
I think I started questioning Josie pretty early on when she was walking her dog to walk by Alix's house or stealing weird things, or when she fed her daughter baby food. All of it. It definitely gave me a weird vibe, and I wasn't sure she wasn't up to something. I've mentioned this in the past, but I definitely trust narrators way too easy. I didn't think she was outright lying for a long time, but I did think something was off. It wasn't until Alix interviewed her about the night she left and showed up at her house bloody that I thought, oh, she is definitely lying. She was caught outright during that interview, so it made me question everything we had already heard from her. I knew something was off, but to say that I knew she was a liar, it wasn't until she started telling that story about the night she showed up and why is there
And
this
the
huge time
timeline.
distance?
Yes.
And it just doesn't make any sense. Then it was like,
And I
you're
don't know
lying.
that we ever really found out what happened during the missing time.
Well,
It wasn't missing time. She fucking killed him.
No, I mean, not unless you listen to what the younger daughter says.
Yeah, we don't know really, because the younger daughter said this is what happened, but it was never really confirmed. And then when the daughters are talking,
it's basically like, for sure the daughters agreed the story they told was a lie.
Yeah.
And the mom was more innocent.
Than they're implying initially.
And then when Josie writes a letter to Alix apologizing, she does confirm she killed her husband, but she didn't kill
the other girl.
She confirmed
the high
that
school
she
girl.
killed Alix's husband, but she didn't kill her own husband, Walter, or the younger girl.
Yes.
Well, I think she
That
hit
was her
Walter,
daughter.
and he did have a heart attack, but she didn't do anything
To save him.
So she let him die, but she wasn't the reason he died.
But
Also,
I felt like even the story they told about the dad wasn't true, because the mom technically wouldn't be in trouble
yes.
for that night.
Yeah. That's how I got it.
Yeah.
Also,
the
I
only
feel
thing
like
she did wrong was she actually killed Alix's husband, and it was an accident.
that's the other piece was is she just seeking attention because she's this child who was abducted essentially.
Right.
Right. So
Or who left her home because she wasn't getting attention from her mom.
and that's maybe why she was using
Yeah.
the attention to get it from Walter when he
Yes.
was an older.
Yeah.
So many things.
And he was a pedophile,
Yes.
for sure,
Yep.
which is why he gave her the attention.
Yes.
A 16-year-old doesn't steal your mom's boyfriend.
No.
No.
Stupid.
I get into that later too.
Yeah, I do too. Okay. The ethics of curiosity. Alix couldn't resist peeling back the layers of Josie's story, even as the warning signs grew louder. Was she chasing a career-defining podcast or recklessly inviting danger into her home? Should she have walked away to protect her family, or was the risk worth the story? I think it's like a crash that you can't look away from, this whole thing for Alix.
Yeah.
She's a journalist at heart and she wants to tell a story. Then you come across this lady who's dressed in denim head to toe and has some crazy story about she meets her husband, and it feels almost like you have to continue because you need to know more. It's that compelling. I don't think that I would have been able to turn away. If we were interviewing people and they had this crazy story, I think I would also tell you guys, no, we need to hear this chick out because this is wild. Like, we have to
But
hear
we're
this.
also like not recording at our home. Like we're not bringing these people in.
Yes. So then I say, although Alix is too nice and letting her stay in her home really is where she went wrong. I would have never done that.
Yeah.
I don't know this lady. And my husband found her digging through our garbage. Arm's length from here on out, but also get me this story.
Yes, I think mine's kind of similar. I wrote, at the end of it all, she lost her husband because of this. I couldn't say it was worth the risk at all. I think she should have had better boundaries in place when inviting complete strangers into her house. She was way too trusting. Not that I would ever think this person I'm interviewing might be a killer, but I would definitely not let these people just filter through my home without a second thought. They had the money to get a studio away from her house. I think she could have chased the career-defining podcast while still protecting her family. I feel like I understand her ambition, but it was reckless in the way she went about pursuing her goals.
Yeah, agreed.
I also agree and wrote something very similar to both of you. I thought it was a mix of both, as she had a desire to follow her journalistic heart and break into the story. That desire and passion mixed with her empathy for the supposedly groomed and traumatized woman clouded her judgment and brought her into her home. I would protect my family with my dying breath, so I think I would have walked away, especially knowing that I didn't need the job. I don't need this. My husband is taking care of things. My goal and my podcast originally is done, so maybe this just isn't, I guess I've invested time into it, but maybe this isn't worth the risk anymore.
Yeah.
He was not the best husband, Nathan, and he needed some help, but every time Alix took that dog for a walk and left Josie there with her young children, I was panicked.
Yeah.
And she would think about it too, like, oh shit, I gotta get back there. She's alone with my kids. Why do you keep leaving that bitch alone with your kids?
Yeah. Why did you even let her stay in the house?
That's where I
that
think
part.
she went wrong.
She went wrong a lot of the ways.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
where she really crossed the
I
boundary
think she
and
started
went too
thinking
far.
of her as a friend, but then it was like, actually, things are strange here. Maybe she's not the person I thought. The truth that isn't told. The ending leaves readers unsettled, dangling between possibilities and half-truths. What do you believe actually happened in the end, and how much of Josie's story, if any, do you think was real? I felt so unresolved at the end of this story because I didn't know what the truth was. The story is literally called None of This Is True, but even even still. I want to believe some of it. The one thing I think is true is that Josie's husband was 100% a pedophile who preyed on young girls. I don't care what Josie was like as a 13, 14, however, teenage-year-old girl. I also believe her older daughter was unwell and had something to do with her father's and that girl's death. However, Josie definitely killed Alix's husband. So who is to say that she didn't kill Walter or have anything to do with the girl's death? I guess she did, since she, at the very least, helped cover it up. I think the book does a good job of getting me to feel sympathy for Josie, but at the end of it, she is still a murderer.
I have no idea. I feel like her story about being chased by a pedophile is probably accurate. That man knew damn well she was a child and still pursued her.
Yep.
I like that. Where the only thing that's true is definitely Walter's a creep.
I also say that in my answer.
It's the only part of the story that you have to believe, because no matter how Josie tells the story, he was still a 30-something-year-old man and eventually slept with and took into his home as a partner a 16-year-old girl. No matter how that story is twisted, shaped, given,
she was wearing sexy
explained,
clothes.
It
I don't give a
doesn't
shit.
matter.
Her fault.
He is still 30-something years old,
yes.
right? So you could twist it and preach it, right? So that has to be fact, no matter how the story is told. And that experience definitely shaped her as an adult, I'm sure, and probably contributed to a lot of how she is as an adult. Her lying and chasing for attention probably stemmed a little from that. But anything after that, I have no idea. Hearing the daughter's perspective, they almost suggest that the oldest daughter has a little bit of a secret and that maybe Josie, with a mother's love, is covering something up. I still don't know. There's one fact in this entire book that I can claim is true. Everything else, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I share that sentiment. I also started my answer with, I have no idea.
You did?
I mean, really, none of this is true. So what is the real story? I think I'm inclined to believe Erin. I think Erin was a very vulnerable person. And in the end, she realized the person who was taking care of her and that she needed was her mom. And perhaps she should have stayed a little more loyal to her, because now she's eating crunchy cereal and she's sad as fuck.
Well, okay, that threw me off too. Sorry, and I'm not trying to interrupt, but that threw me off when she tells Roxy, no, I kind of preferred it that way, and mom always made sure that I had food. So then you have this slight thought of, wait, okay, so Josie's not crazy just giving her this.
No,
that's how
food.
she wanted to eat.
The question is, who is Josie? Because
Right.
I think she's for sure got some sort of something going on with her brain, because she's obviously trying to be a good mom in the sense of, I know my daughter likes things a certain way. I will puree the food that we eat. I will give her the baby food. I will, cater to her needs to help her feel comfortable in life and make sure she's still well nourished. But also, have you ever taken her to a doctor?
Yeah,
Right?
seriously.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
It's okay. So I said I'm thinking it's a mix of all of the stories. Roxy clearly has some mental health issues. She has the oppositional defiance disorder. She also has some anger issues. So I believe Roxy killed the high school girlfriend. I don't think in any part of this story Walter is a good person. I think he is a pedophile no matter how we spin the story. So that's 100% for sure.
Yeah.
I think Josie was a teenager who had to become an adult because she was being groomed, and she stopped developing mentally or was trapped in survival mode for all of these years. So she never
one?
grew. I think Josie has just been in survival mode. So I don't think her thought process is logical. I think it's bred out of necessity for what she fears. So I obviously think she had a hand in someone's death, but she's a bit psycho, so I'm not passing her actions off as okay. But I do think there is a possibility that there are a few truths throughout the story from everyone's perspective.
Yeah.
I think everyone is sprinkling a little bit of truth in their stories, which is why they have such conviction in all of it.
I think for sure the whole family, Walter, Josie, Roxy,
Oh, yeah.
they for sure all have some sort of mental something.
They need to be locked up. They need some deep therapy.
Maybe some of that ketamine therapy.
Oh my god.
Maybe some lobotomization.
God damn.
Okay, well, that's a wrap on this book club episode of Literature on the Rocks. Thanks for joining us as we unraveled the obsession, secrets, and unsettling truths of Lisa Jewell's None of This Is True. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our episode every Wednesday. Next week, we're trading sinister shadows for twinkle lights as we dive into Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. Just in time for the holiday season.
If this chat made you question who you can trust, rate and review us. It helps other readers join the game of truth and lies, one episode at a time.
Yeah.
Unfiltered, unhinged, and unapologetically bookish. Follow @LitOnTheRocksPod on Instagram and TikTok, and brace yourself for more at literatureontherocks.com.
Ooh, until next time, may your obsessions stay fictional, your friendships stay safe, and your cocktails never blur the truth. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.